G'day trendsetters. Today we have a new gravel tyre launch from those boffins of tyre manufacturing, Continental. This is the Continental Terra Adventure. Today's video is a first look video at the standout features of this tyre. My real world no bull review will be coming later. Current status, I'm recovering from a proximal humerus fracture, which is not humorous whatsoever. However, this is not a pity party video. You can see more about that madness linked in the description below. Rightio, now it's time to keep cracking on about these all new tyres. Continental, or Conti, has made some pretty sweet gravel specific tyres over the past few years. You've got the Continental Terra Speed and the Continental Terra Trail, and there's a third variant whose name I forget. The Conti Terra Trail and Conti Terra Speed, I have reviews of those excellent tyres. They are linked in the description below. This new Terra Adventure is inspired by Conti's cross-country mountain bike line of tyres. I'm looking forward to some of the comments I'll be receiving down below when you draw some parallels between some of those tyres and the tread patterns on these tyres. The Conti Terra Adventure is available in three sizes. You've got 700C by 45mm, like one of my variants here. You have 700C by 50mm and 700C by 55mm, or 29.2.2 inches, as it says on the packaging. It's absolutely bloody bonkers, because I'm thinking to myself, there aren't too many bikes that tyre is actually going to fit into, at least in terms of drop bar bikes currently on the market at the time of this video. Pretty much 700C by 50 has become a standard, so could be spicy. This tyre is designed for taking your gravel bike to places where you're kind of blurring the lines between a gravel bike and a cross-country mountain bike. In fact, here's an example of the sort of mad shit I'm talking about. What the hell am I doing with my life? Somewhere in the Sonoran Desert of Arizona. Undoubtedly, it could have used a set of these tyres for that particular ride. The new Terra Adventure promises the highest levels of grip, comfort, don't forget to adjust your tyre pressure appropriately, and puncture resistance. Enough of those factoids from Continental. Now it's time to unbox these suckers and see how the tread pattern looks. Behold the Terra Adventure by Continental. And here is the human hand for size. That is the 55mm casing, or 29 by 2.2. Let's, without further delay, talk about the tread pattern here. You've got these very strong angled and slanted shoulder knobs. Hopefully that appears okay on camera. That's designed for enhanced cornering and off-camber grip. In the center of the tread, you have this 3-3-4 stud pattern, which is designed to enhance braking grip and transitioning between different surfaces you are likely to encounter. And the open tread pattern is intended to ensure fast rolling efficiency on all manner of mixed surfaces. Now, a moment ago I mentioned the widths. The 45 here is designed as the fastest option with enhanced characteristics for off-road speed, whilst the big 55, let's get it right here. Look at this thing, it's bloody huge. The 55 is ideally suited to long distance comfort and performance. And of course, in between that, you have the 50mm tyre. I don't have that sample here, but likely a good middle ground. Now, unfortunately, I'm not really able to mount tyres up due to my physical condition. I mentioned being a bit knackered, so I might follow up with that as soon as I possibly can, because I would like to measure these tyres on a couple of different rims. Now, closing off the tech specs, technology in the Conti Terra Adventure tyre includes the company's grippy compound and reinforced single layer construction, tubeless ready to go, and hookless compatible. Hello again, trendsetters. Continental had a full-blown media camp launch for this new Conti Terra Adventure tyre. It was held in Tuscany. Unfortunately, due to my injury, I had to cancel the trip. However, my good friends at Shift Active Media, who represent Continental, they asked a couple of questions on my behalf. Thus, it's question and answer time.
Hi Alex, what inspired the creation of this tyre? With gravel cycling becoming increasingly adventurous, this development makes a lot of sense. Did athlete feedback play a role in shaping the design?
Yeah, maybe to the general idea of Terra Adventure is that we want to design a tire that's closing the gap between our core Terra gravel range and towards the cross-country tire development, or towards the cross-country tires. So therefore the idea was to create the most off-road specific gravel tire, for sure having, as it is a gravel tire, certain amount of on-road performance considered. And when we design a tire, we always have a kind of tread pattern idea in mind, starting them with prototype molds and then testing for sure in field. And there we had a great variety of road cyclists who participate in gravel races, but also testing the tire as it is a off-road orientated pattern design, as well tested with MTB athletes and considered their feedback.
And how long has the tire been in development?
The development is a part, or was a part, of the mountain bike development, like the technology development for the construction underneath. The development and the testing of the pattern was more or less just 1.5 hours from designing first prototypes towards the industrialization, which was fairly fast, but as it was I would say like a part of other developments, it usually takes us longer.
The 55mm casing is pushing the limits between gravel and MTB. Mm-hmm. While 700C and 50mm is becoming more common, fitting a 55mm tyre on many gravel bikes could be challenging. Is this tyre also intended for MTB use?
Size is a thing. I mean, from the road segment, we see that the step from 25mm towards 28mm was fairly slow, and we see the changes over now to wider tires also takes longer time. But in the gravel segment, we see that this changes, especially in competitive kind of racing use cases. It becomes very quickly more and more popular that people are playing around and trying higher volume carcasses, and also using, for example, original mountain bike tire for gravel racing. So therefore, the development towards 55mm, it's increasingly fast. Incredible fast, and also the bikes are getting more and more capable to fit at least 50mm tires in, but also should have the clearance in the future for some bikes for 55mm for sure. And I guess Terra Adventure could be a very good rear wheel tire for cross-country kind of use cases, if you want to have an even faster rolling tire as our Race King successor, for example.
And do the athletes plan to ride the 55mm version, or will they stick to the likely faster 45mm and 50mm options?
I think it will really depend on the race, what they are doing. If they have like really off-road techy kind of races like the Tracker or the Unbound, where you want to have the higher volume carcasses for traction and grip, and on the other hand having it for more puncture resistant, it's really depending on the kind of races they are doing. So at the moment we see that they appreciate the variety of models we are offering, that they have the freedom to choose for each and every race their variant and their size, which they prefer most.
Perfect. I think that's us.
Cool.
So, you know what comes next? I think it's time to chuck these onto the gram scale. Spec weight on the 45mm tyre is 540 grams. Now that's not going to include the little tyre wrap there, so we will forgive them a gram or two. Look at that, it's actually come in less, so 534 grams, 535 to say that. And let's get the 55 onto the scale. Okay, the 29 by 2.2, and that spec weight is 730 grams. So 709 grams. Obviously not a light offering, but this tyre might appeal to a lot of different people. The new Continental Terra Adventure is available for purchase at the time of this video launching. It's going to set you back in terms of euro 61.95, or in terms of US currency about US $68. Learn more at the continental-tires.com website. Rightio, trendsetters, that wraps it up for this little product feature video, unveiling, etc. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for interesting product reveal videos such as this one. No bullshit gravel bike reviews, other product reviews, ride experience videos, and of course, one of my favourite things really, general madness.
I love Vegemite. It goes with everything, like these almonds. Look at that, Tuesday. You want some Vegemite? Nah, maybe not.
What the heck is that all about? As all of it is released to the channel, I'll see you in the next video.